Welcome to another edition of the Market Review, where we bring you developments in the financial and capital market as relates to economy. Today, Thursday, 5th of November 2020, we take a look at the commodities market and developments there. Today, we'll be looking at the key developments to watch out for in this month of November, the 11th month and penultimate to wrap up what has been an unprecedented year. Let's give you a rundown of some of the things we'll be looking at today. Look at the cocoa prices and socio-political issues in Ivory Coast or Côte d'Ivoire. Either of those two are the same country. Take a look at the AFEX Commodity Index previous week performance review. And also, AFEX Exchange joined the campaign to deepen financial literacy. And what's coming up very soon, the AFEX Crop Production Survey report. Will now take you to what will be the key developments to watch as it affects the commodities market in November. Let's begin with the developments in the cocoa prices, and Côte d'Ivoire, one of the biggest producers in the world. Global oil prices have been very volatile in the last 24 hours, triggered by a combination of various factors, including the reimposition of lockdowns by more European countries, Libya's rising oil production and uncertainty surrounding the United States of America elections, with oil prices trading below the 2021 benchmark budget for Nigeria, which is $40 per barrel, and Nigeria's oil production sharply lower at 1.4 million barrels per day, the government's revenue projections may need to be revised. Cocoa prices in Nigeria are moving in mixed directions depending on the location. In Edo State, cocoa prices are increasing, while in Osun, prices have remained relatively flat. With oil prices trading lower, Nigeria's external reserves, which has depleted by $50 million in 1 month, would benefit from more robust cocoa prices, and it's courtesy from the stable of financial derivatives company. Let's take you to AFEX Commodities Index for last week. It increased marginally by 0.77%, closing the week at 271.02 basis points. This increase was because of the surge in the soybean sub-index outweighing the decrease in the maize and paddy rice sub-index. According to the Consumer Confidence Index report by the Central Bank of Nigeria, most households expect prices of goods and services to rise in the next 12 months with an index of 36.2 points. Hence, farmers will be looking to increase the price of their commodities in order to adjust their purchasing power to cover up the expected increases in price of goods and services. For the week under review, maize and paddy rice dropped by 0.69% and 1.76% respectively, while soybean increased by 3.51%, thus closing the week at 136.82 naira per kilogram, 152.67 naira per kilogram, and 183.01 naira per kilogram for maize, soybean, and paddy rice respectively. Sorghum and ginger maintained their price levels in the week under review, while cocoa increased by 1.78%. In the open market for the week under review, maize and soybean experienced an uptick, while sorghum, paddy rice, and ginger dropped as against the previous week. Cocoa retained the same performance as that of the previous week. The total volume of trades on the exchange totaled 1,247,390 kilograms, with maize being the most traded commodity, accounting for 71% of total trades, while soybean, paddy rice, and cocoa accounted for 0.78%, 21.62% and 6.26% of the total volume traded, respectively. Let's get on to the fact that AFEX Commodities Exchange has also joined all other stakeholders in the market to deepen and create more awareness on financial literacy, which is very important, not just in Nigeria, but across the globe. It joined the Securities and Exchange Commission to ring the bell for financial literacy at an event held this week on 3rd of November 2020. The event saw in attendance the Executive Commissioner Operations for Securities Exchange Commission, Mr. Dayo Bisson, represented by Mr. Emomotimi Agama, alongside members of the SEX, Nigeria's Master Market Infrastructure Innovation Department. They allowed AFEX to reiterate the commitment to drive initiatives that promote investor education and protection, which is a key focus of the Commission. Financial literacy and a financially literate market participants are better enabled to take advantage of new opportunities in the capital market and drive up the level of activities and diversity in the market. As a commodities exchange, AFEX has worked on furnishing the need for information about the commodities market and the commodities trading landscape in Nigeria, allowing for greater participation by an increasing number of retail and institutional investors in the market. The exchange has also designed and executed a robust education campaign that includes both online trainings and digitally distributed learning materials, enabling AFEX to reach various audience groups and satisfy their unique education needs. The CEO of AFEX, Mr. Yodeji Balogun, speaking at the event, said the vision is to grow our education campaigns and open source library of content for commodity exchanges in Africa. The content will span across membership procedures, market access, trading strategies, and community engagement, and will be accessible to investors at the click of a button. We are glad about and aligned so strongly with the Securities and Exchange Commission's strategy and commitment to investor protection and education, and will ring this bell as part of deepening the campaign for financial literacy. The head registration and exchanges for the Market Infrastructure and Innovation at SEC Nigeria, Mr. Momotimi Agama, said, "We aim to facilitate the dissemination of information about Nigeria's capital market that provides investors with the critical knowledge required to make better decisions about investing in the market. We're happy that together with key stakeholders like AFEX, we can facilitate this movement of financial literacy. Initiatives like knowledge sharing sessions, video tutorials one-on-one with financial experts, and detailed reports on commodity value chains are being incorporated into AFEX technological platforms to assess important trading data, trends, and information, thereby bringing support and growth to the commodities market. Financial literacy on the intricacies of how commodities market work is one of the key ingredients to de-risking the sector, building trust, and growing markets for a sustainable food system. The holistic approach AFEX and SEC are taking to ensure a viable commodities ecosystem will not only help to understand the advantages of commodities as an alternative investment option, but also grow people's trust in the system and between key players in the value chain. Additionally, this synergy will create unprecedented opportunities for investors and farmers to assess financial growth. AFEX alignment with SEC will bring millennials and Generation Z to commodities exchange ecosystem as future operators, protecting them against price volatility, inflation, and help diversify their portfolio as investors. Still from this table of the exchange, which is a major key player in the commodities market in Nigeria and Sub-Saharan Africa, it brought some insight, rich one, into agricultural production in Nigeria. According to available data, the agri sector in Nigeria contributes 21.12% of Nigeria's GDP from 2015 to 2019. That's a very huge data to keep in memory for 4 years. Now, an interesting fact is that Nigeria, the largest producer of rice in Africa is Nigeria, and it produces 5.04 million metric tons in 2019. AFEX is carrying out a detailed survey on thousands of farmers in Nigeria on crop production, and he hopes to bring that survey report very soon. So it's a very interesting thing to see what that report will bring out. What's the vision of AFEX for Nigeria? It envisions a food secure nation. I buy into that vision because food security is key for a country that has over 150 million people. Covering the following areas: alleviate food hunger and poverty, promote an inclusive agroeconomy for youth and women, improve farmers' livelihoods. That the third one is very important. Their livelihoods must be improved. And they want to produce this, and I'm saying to all stakeholders and all those interested in commodities market watching Nigeria across the world, watch out for this crop production survey report. We would bring you updates from it. Well, before we wrap up, let's tell you that, yes, this month is going to be a very eventful month for commodities market across the globe. And we'll give you just three major developments that we think will shape activities in the market. The first, of course, the most important, is the United States of America presidential elections. Already you can see gold responding, but global investors don't like a disputed election. So from what we're getting from the reports so far, Vice President Senator Joe Biden, the candidate for Democratic Party, is leading in the Electoral College and across the national elections, followed very closely by incumbent President Donald Trump. There are insinuations by President Trump that he's heading to the Supreme Court to challenge some of the processes, the mail-in voting in some key battleground states. That is not what investors like across the globe. So how this election pans out at the end will be very critical to investors, and that will shape the global commodities market. A very peaceful transition, smooth election to transition will be very vital for the global commodities market. So everyone's they're watching the reports, they are listening, those that have the radios, they are taking notes, they're following the social media updates, because the US elections has a huge impact on the global commodities market. So what happens there is very critical. If at the end the winner is declared and there's a conceding of defeats, or if it has to go to the Supreme Court and the process is respected, however it happens, that is one development to watch. The second one is the COVID-19 pandemic. This year has been unprecedented with the novel coronavirus, has affected so many sectors, reeling from the adverse impact of the COVID-19. Now we are seeing a second wave, and of course the lockdowns. UK, big economy, lockdown kicking off this month, entering into December, and also France and some other key countries in Europe. Will that happen in the US too? We don't know yet. African countries are also watching, like Nigeria. So how this pandemic, the second wave, is managed and handled will be very critical for the commodities markets. And then, of course, Brexit, UK, big economy, how it negotiates its terms of exit from Europe becomes very important. Michel Barnier, European Commission Chairman, has shared his concerns. Prime Minister Boris Johnson is also optimistic, upbeat about a lot of things happening, but that will also shape activities in the global commodities market. We'll all be watching that to see how that plays out. And trust WebTV, we'll always give you updates on that. That'll be all for today's edition of the Market Review. You can join our website, www.proexchange.com, to watch our videos, read our news stories and articles. Just log on to the website, go to the right bar, scroll, and you check commodities. Click on it and you will get robust, rich information on the commodities market and how it affects investors and all those looking at it. Till we come your way again, thank you for watching. Have a nice day and stay safe.